Danny Boyle appointed the officials and this is a really hard you're way for giving up. It's a way for giving up. We always get
How you doing?
Very well, thanks. Very well.
Cool.
Very nice to be able to here.
Yeah, it's lovely actually. Yeah, to be back at the London Film Festival. And we, you know, a lot of the film is set in Utah. And we made it there, but we edited the film in London, and our homes are in London. So it's nice to be here with the film. Yeah, for the European premiere. That's lovely.
And Aaron's obviously here tonight. Did you actually work with him very closely while making the film? Or?
Yeah, we worked a lot with, obviously beforehand in research and then working on the script. And he came to the set a few times. I didn't want him there the whole time because I wanted James to feel like he wasn't looking up, all the time. Because James had to make his own decisions really about lots of it. Although we followed it very, very factually. So yeah, it was good. And then, we involved him in as much of it as we could. Yeah.
Is there an added pressure or a bit more nerves involved when you know that you're having to stay true to the story of someone who's obviously very much still alive and is going to be seeing it and working with you?
Yes, it's very interesting. I've never really done one before where where the real guy's standing there, and thank God he clearly likes it because he's dressed up. It's interesting because you've got to be respectful and obviously steer a true path. But you can't make a factual film. I don't think that's possible. Any kind of, even a documentary is going to leave things out. So a mission is editorial already. You start the editorial process. So we wanted the freedom to use that editorial process imaginatively at times. But we also promised Aaron that we would give him back the story at the end of the film after we told our version of it. And that it would be emotionally truthful to what he'd been through, and it is very, very accurate as it turned out. We wanted to give ourselves that freedom, but we didn't exploit it that much. We exploited it a bit, but not that much. It's very, very factually based.
And just quickly, last night you were talking a lot about the future of digital. I mean, this is almost a real showcase for what you can do.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, as a director, how much more freedom does it give you? For this film and others.
For this film, I don't think you'd make, certainly not the way we made it, you wouldn't be able to make this film on a movie camera because there wasn't enough room in the Canyon for a regular movie-sized camera or even one of those kind of cameras. You had to use these smaller unit cameras called SI2Ks, which allowed us to keep the Canyon the same size, i.e. so we didn't float walls. So for James, it was as real an experience as you could get, and yet we could still record everywhere with him. Obviously, and the reason you mentioned it is because Aaron also had a digital camera with him in the Canyon, and upon which he left a series of messages which he was kind enough to show us before we started filming, and they inform the film greatly, and a lot of what you see in the film is verbatim messages anyway, so repeated by James, obviously. So yeah, it is really a digital film, very much so.
Excellent. Well, I'll let you get along. That's very cool. Really enjoyed that.
Thanks very much. Nice to talk to you. Hello.
Christina from Associated Press.
Hello, Christina.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. You?
I'm very good. How do you feel after getting the BFI Fellowship last night?
Oh yeah, that was very nice. Very honoured to get that, considering some of the people who've had it before me. And yeah, I feel a bit of an imposter, to be absolutely honest. But yeah, it's very nice. But and it's a tribute really to. I think those things are a tribute to your films really, rather than you and the people that. And those films are made up of a lot of people's work, and you. So you receive it in their honour really. And if it's deserved, it's only because of all their work.
How did you choose this project? It's fairly different from what you've done before. You've done sci-fi.
Yeah. I read his
Feel
book.
good.
I read his book actually in 2006, and as soon as I'd heard the story and I was amazed at the story, and I read the book and I really wanted to make the film, and I wanted to make it in a particular way because the scenes in the canyon that he writes sort of real time were extraordinarily compelling. I couldn't believe how compelling they were, and although I would describe it to other people, they would say that's not going to make a movie, but to me it was always a very compelling movie the way it was. If you stayed in the canyon with him. So it appears reductive because he has so little resources and there's nobody there, but actually we found it was an extraordinary way of illustrating that the film begins and ends with people, and that the people who aren't there in the canyon are he grows to realise they're more important than him in a way, and that's what allows him to achieve a release.
How did you choose James for this role?
Well, I met a few actors in America, and I guess what the pivotal moment was I'd seen Pineapple Express, and I think when I saw that I realised that he was a really rounded actor. He wasn't just able to do the straight, moody stuff, which he's very, very good at anyway, but what you call straight roles, drama roles. But anybody who can do the comic turns like that, it's got to be an actor you can trust with a part like this, where you need an enormous amount of range, you know, and tone. You need to inhabit a great deal of different tonal ranges in it.
What was the bigger challenge, the technical part of filming in the wilderness or the emotional part of just filming with mainly one actor?
Well, it's not. Okay, sure. Sorry, there wasn't that much filming in the wilderness. We recreated the canyon in a studio because it's very dangerous filming. Although we filmed in the real place for about a week, it's very dangerous out there, and so we repeated the canyon exactly in a warehouse in Salt Lake City. So I guess the challenges of outdoors are nothing compared to trying to make one man in that canyon fascinating for 90% of a 90-minute film. You know, so that is the biggest challenge. But the main responsibility for achieving that is James Franco, and he was excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
He has responsibility. How far would he take? One of the things that we do in the film itself, you know, people's reactions are, oh, I think but in fact, when you look at it, we might be doing successfully because of that error. The truth is, we all do. If you didn't have a knife, you'd use your mouth. Because it's extraordinary the smile and innocence what it will bring you to. So, you know, when you look at it through our lives, I think that was when all manners, including water, you will do anything out of time until they have it. Well, I think I would, and that's a message for other kids. Maybe you might not get out there alive. That's not really going to take that risk. It's very important to make it a whole action story, but it is very intriguing. There's a lot of empathy. Thanks, guys.
Can you bring him back at FPTX? Aaron, guys?
Hi there. Hi. Christina. Nice to meet you.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, thanks.
How
Yeah.
many
My
times-
mom is here too, so it's a real pleasure.
Which one's your mom?
She's right here in the brown shawl right there. It's a pretty exciting night.
How many times have you seen the film already?
I guess this will be my 8th time. To suffice to say, I still cry. I mean, at the end when there's the vision of the little boy, that's my son. He's with us today. It was like the first half of a deja vu when it happened 7 years ago. But it's very touching when the film has this ability to connect me with my family. It's very heartwarming.
How involved were you in the making of the film?
I was honored. They actually wanted me to be involved from the first iteration of the screenplay all the way through the pre-production and on set, seeing the rough cuts, which is why I've seen it several times now because they've involved me. I was going to say if there was one thing that I could have asked for was to have more music of my favorite band in the film, Fish, but they made their decisions, but they were like, so anything you would change after I saw it the first time? I was like, more Fish music.
Is there anything that you wish, apart from the music, that they didn't get quite the way it was in reality?
I don't mean to degrade what's there. The music that is there is phenomenal, and it enhances the story. I mean, that's part of why I still cry so often in the film, is because of those musical cues that bring around the liberation of that escape, the euphoria that I was experiencing there, the salvation when the helicopter shows up. I mean, these are very visceral reactions that I have, most of which come through because of what A.R. Rahman did with the score. But the authenticity of it is remarkable. It's as close to a documentary as you could get, with it still being a dramatization. I mean, James Franco embodies me in this manic restlessness that's all of a sudden just brought to a crashing halt there at the canyon. The analytical resourcefulness that he displays, as well as some of the arrogance, the self-criticism. I mean, a lot of that. It's very much me.
So what
I
it's
could go
like,
on.
what it's like seeing yourself flawed on the screen.
Yeah, there are definitely flaws, and I think that's part of what makes this a human story and not a superhuman story. That it's something that Danny and I share, that vision that we want people to walk out of there having found something maybe extraordinary in themselves, as opposed to just seeing something extraordinary in a guy on the screen. So that it's something that I think it's necessary to be open about the mistakes that I made, like not telling someone where I was going. About the regrets that I have, which are portrayed in the film, about being walled off from my relationships or not returning my mom's phone calls all the time. I mean, those kinds of things. So I think it's important to see the humanness, the humanity in this character, so that we can relate with them.
So do you still do outdoorsy stuff?
Right, yeah, I do. Although now the big adventure in my life is being a husband and a father. So, having a little 8-month-old boy, when he starts to crawl, that feels better than getting to the top of any mountain.
What if you were a girl?
Yeah, except I had a vision of it being a boy, so it was like destiny. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
Thank you very much.
Maybe our next one will be a daughter. So, yeah. Thank you.
Next we have some radio for you.
Hi,
Michael.
Yep. Hi, Michael.
How are you? It's a real honor meeting you. Your flat.
Oh, excellent. Oh, thank you.
We have your flat. So, James Franco, good enough?
It's not only supremely exciting to watch, but also it's really authentic. It's important. My family and friends and all sides. They're so human. My sister was very I wasn't watching James in there where I was watching him. So we cried together for the next hour and 15 minutes.
On reflection, which are lower down?
Well, I actually, where I broke the bones, when they showed it to me, I was like, yeah, he's some more fish music. I was hoping that they did the entire soundtrack, and that's my favorite scene. Anyways, the soundtrack as those is so powerful. The dances, every bit of the emotion runs through the experience. I saw his performance. That experience is I was impressed. I think
The other family's nice. Anyway, actors. Actors are
You're live on Radio 5 Live.
watching James Franco getting
Have you actually taken with it? Because that's the one they're going to want
Yeah, we only got two. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 'cause we only got two questions, like all the big players. You got like.
Sorry guys, they told us we have to cut down to one per crew now, but we'll try and bring it
It's very nice to meet you. Amazing performance.
Oh, thank you.
Incredible. I thought you were just meeting Aaron's family for the first time.
No, because remember there's a scene at the end where they're all
ruin it, but there's a scene where they're all there, so I've met them before.
Just in terms of the performance, in terms of your career, I mean, what does it mean to you, this performance? Is it sort of the one of your career? I mean, not to
very proud of it. I have come to believe or understand movies as a director's movie. So what that means is when I work with the best directors that have the best experience. It sounds pretty simple, but I didn't quite understand that before. So I just worked with Danny Boyle, he's one of the best, so it was great.
And he was talking, I mean, I know he's a guy who really goes for digital, and he was talking about how in this event they could actually stick you down in that spot without having to move walls. I mean, that must have been really helpful for me.
Well, they use these very small cameras called SI2Ks that they developed for Slumdog Millionaire. And they are like handheld cameras, but they're incredibly light. So normally a handheld is holding on the shoulder, but these can, you can extend out the full length of your arm. And in a movie like this, where I'm in a tight space, they allowed for a whole range of shots that we would never have gotten any other way. And they also, because it was digital, we were able to do incredibly long takes, sometimes as long as 20 minutes. And what that did is gave some of those scenes a real feeling of authenticity. I mean, sort of cutting my own arm off, but I could really just get into a scene and actually do the activities without pretending to do them, but really do them. And I think it really lent itself to the feeling of the film.
And did you meet with Aaron much beforehand, or is that something you tried before?
Yeah. Danny and I and Simon and met extensively with Aaron. He walked us through everything, and then he showed us 3 tapes that he became. So he helped the time of preparation. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Christina.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you tonight?
Good.
This mic is huge.
Yeah. Carry a big mic.
Yes. Big. So, what was the biggest challenge? Why did you want to take this part in the first place? Did you fight for it?
I don't know if I fought for it. No, I mean, Danny sent me the script, and we had a meeting, and I thought it was a very good meeting, but for some reason he thought, well, whatever. I was busy with school, so I was a little tired in the meeting. So then I heard the next night he was meeting with another actor. He was having dinner with another actor. I didn't even get dinner. So I thought, well, I guess this one's not for me. Oh well. And so I wrote him an email and I said, I know how it goes, because I've been in film school and I understand, what it's like to be a directing cast. If an actor's not right, it's not really necessarily personal. It's just, you want the right person for the role. So I thought, all right, it's over. And then he had me fly out to LA and read a scene. And he didn't give me any material to prepare. And so when I got there, he gave me a page-long speech. Normally, I would think that, a page-long speech would take someone a long time to memorize. But I had just been doing a soap opera. You have those here, right?
Yeah, General Hospital.
I did General Hospital, and I had to memorize 70 pages a day. And so because of that, I memorized that little speech really, really quickly, and I got the role.
What was it working with him?
It was great. He's got such great energy, and I think he had to put a lot of trust in me, because the way we did it, we often did very, very long takes, and sometimes as long as 15 or 20 minutes. So as a director, it's almost like a coach in a game or something. Like, he would talk to me before, and then I'd just go in and he'd let me just experience it for 20 minutes. And I've never done, I've never done a performance like that before. So we had a great relationship. Yeah.
Good luck with the Masters.
Thank you.
Not to make it a goal. Yes, it's not a horror.
Why did you push yourself so hard in this part?
Why? Yeah, I should have just said Oh. I mean, it's not too bad, but you know.
Who else is coming? What a long list of
Did you get our bit?
you were fabulous. Adios, farewell. On Radio 1. I got the tick so much. And they've been slagging off X Factor. They've been ghosting on that anyway. So. Have a good one.
No, Gallagher.
Well, you said, oh, sorry, you're planning in our live on Skype. I don't know.
What was it like working with Danny for the, how many times have you worked with him before?
Just once on Slumdog Millionaire, and it's a pleasure working with him again.
What was it like working on this project?
This is totally new experience because the first fully English project I was working on. The other one was very Indian oriented in a way.
What did you want to convey with the music?
The music had to do multiple things. Had to drive the movie, at the same time have subliminal effects on people and not drown them, energize them and all this stuff.
Did Aaron, the guy whose life the film is based on, did he have any say in the music, as he said he wanted to speak in the film?
Well, I didn't meet him till the end. I met him in Los Angeles a couple of days back. So he was very appreciative of the music and went on about it. I have a photograph with him.
What was the most challenging thing about this song?
To finish in time and still have a kind of effect on it.
And what's the next project?
I'm taking a break now after this. I've had enough and then I'll go back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is really
lot of things. In fact, he did a classical album too. I don't know whether people know. He told me that he composed a completely classical album.
Was he a bit disturbed?
With Michael? No, Michael was very, at the point when he was very relaxed and peaceful and very happy that he was excited about the journey. And I met his kids and
That was it.
yeah, I enjoyed the game.
Another musical that might have